जी, हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग सॉलिड स्टेट फर्मेंटेशन और एसएसएफ. First one is inoculum type. Mainly two types of inocula are currently used in SSF. One is spore inocula and other is mycelial inocula. Spore inocula in which spores or fungi are used, and mycelial in which the mycelium or body of fungus is used. There are several advantages of using spore inocula including evenness, prolonged storability. कि स्पोर जो है स्पोर इनोकुला जो यूज़ किया जाता है उसको प्रेफर किया जाता है ड्यू टू इवननेस, उसकी ज़्यादा जो है उसको ज़्यादा अर्से तक स्टोर किया जा सकता है, एंड ईज ऑफ हैंडलिंग ड्यूरिंग इनोकुलम प्रिपरेशन एट्सेट्रा. Mycelial inocula yield a higher protein content in a fermentation system of wheat straw and Chaetomium celluliticum because of instant availability of the necessary enzymes. जबकि जो माइसीलियल इनाकुला है वो हाई प्रोटीन कंटेंट देता है जब हम व्हीट स्ट्रॉ की जो है फर्मेंटेशन करते हैं, और कीटोमियम सेलुलाइटिकम क्योंकि इसकी जो है बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स इंस्टेंट अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ नेसेसरी एंजाइम, ये जो स्पोर्स होते हैं वो डॉर्मेंट फॉर्म में होते हैं, उनको पहले इन एक्टिवेट फॉर्म में आना पड़ता है, जो जबकि जो माइसीलियल ग्रोथ है उसके लिए फौरी तौर पे वो एंजाइम प्रोवाइड कर देती है. Another important factor is the density of the inoculum because higher density decreases the chances of contamination. Second one is moisture and water activity. Water content of the substrate have a critical role in the SSF process. An optimal moisture level is needed for microbial growth. Lower moisture content causes reduction in solubility of nutrients of the substrate, whereas higher moisture level can cause a reduction in enzyme yield by reduction in porosity, interparticle space of the solid matrix, thus interfering with oxygen transfer. Evaporation and microbial growth reduces the water level of the substrate during fermentation, and this leads to the loss of humidity. Water activity is accessible or available water for the growth of microorganisms. It gives the amount of unbounded water available in the immediate surroundings of the microorganism. It is closely related but not equal to the water content. The definition of the water activity is PS over PO, where PS is the equilibrium vapor pressure of water within the solid substrate and PO is the vapor pressure of the pure water. So pure water has the water activity of 1, और जो मॉइस्चर और वाटर एक्टिविटी है ये इन माइक्रोऑर्गेनिज्म के लिए स्पेसिफिक होती है बिकॉज हायर वाटर एक्टिविटी है वो भी इनकी ग्रोथ को अफेक्ट करती है. ऑप्टिमम जो वाटर एक्टिविटी है वो रिक्वायर्ड है फॉर एनी सिस्टम फॉर पर्टिकुलर टाइप ऑफ स्पीशीज. देन टेम्परेचर, जैसा कि पता है कि माइक्रोऑर्गेनिज्म जो है वो एक पर्टिकुलर टेम्परेचर पे या ऑप्टिमम टेम्परेचर पे ही ग्रोथ करते हैं. तो जो टेम्परेचर का रोल है इट इज़ वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग द SSF प्रोसेस. Growth of microorganism, production of enzymes, secondary metabolites, synthesis, etc. depend upon temperature. Fungi can grow under a wide range of temperature. However, the optimal temperature for growth and product formation varies greatly. So, temperature. About fungi, it can grow under a wide range of temperatures. However, the optimal temperature for growth and production formation varies greatly. When the growth and metabolic activity increases, the temperature also increases inside the fermenter. If there is not a proper functioning system to remove the heat generated, this will adversely affect the product formation and growth. So there are sensors in the bioreactor, and there are some controlling mechanisms which heat up or exclude the heat from the bioreactor. Aeration and agitation are the two main conventional methods used to control the temperature of the substrate so that reduce the water activity of the substrate. Hydrogen ion concentration of the pH, because the substrate used in the SSF itself having a buffering effect due to complex chemical composition, though it is difficult to monitor the changes. Filamentous fungi and yeast have a broad range of pH for the growth that can be exploited to prevent bacterial contamination by using a low pH. To control the pH in SSF, ammonium salts have been used in combination with urea or nitrate salts to neutralize the effect of acidification and alkalization. As far as substrates are concerned, substrates have uh, major effect on the solid state fermentation. Substrates such as cellulose, starch, pectin, lignocellulose, fiber, etc. are the mean for solid sport in solid substrate fermentation have a common basic macromolecular structure. Generally, this matrix can also serve as a carbon and energy source. On the basis of the nature of the substrate, certain preparative and pre-treatment steps are necessary to convert the raw substrate into a suitable form. कुछ कम्प्लेक्स सब्सटेंसेस होती हैं, उनकी सम टाइम ब्रेक डाउन की ज़रूरत होती है ताकि उसको माइक्रोनिज्म या फंजाई जो है प्रॉपरली उसको फर्मेंट कर सकें. Size reduction by grinding, rasping or chopping, physical, chemical or enzymatic hydrolysis of polymers to increase substrate availability by the fungus, supplementation with nutrients such as phosphorus, nitrogen, salts, setting the pH and moisture content with a mineral solution, cooking or vapor treatment for macromolecular structure, pre-degradation and elimination of major contaminants. Several factors influence the selection of substrate for SSF. Three crucial factors are cost, availability and heterogeneity of the substrates. On the basis of the nature of substrates, two types of SSF system exist. Most common among them is having natural substrate that can act as a carbon and energy source, whereas less common is inert material supplemented with a mineral medium which can give only solid support. Agro-industrial residues are the best choice as a solid substrate for the growth of microorganisms and include sugarcane, bagasse, wheat bran, rice bran, wheat and rice straw, coconut coir pith, tea and coffee waste, cassava waste, various pulp, etc. One of the major drawbacks of using these natural substrates as a solid support is that during the growth of microorganisms, physical and geometrical changes occur in the structure of the substrate that eventually lead to the reduction in the heat and mass transfer. This problem can be solved by using an inert support as a solid substrate so that it can maintain the physical structure throughout. This will give a proper control over heat and mass transfer. Types of SSF bioreactors. SSF bioreactor design largely depend on the solid matrix. Some of the important criteria while designing SSF include perfect control system for temperature, airflow and humidity, maintenance of aseptic conditions for preventing contamination, maintenance of homogeneous water activity, temperature and composition so that microbes can grow uniformly, quick and efficient removal of harmful metabolites for labor saving and easy handling. Two categories of bioreactor exist for SSF processes: laboratory scale bioreactor that use quantities of dry solid medium from a few grams up to a few kilograms. Petri dishes, jars, wide mouths, Erlenmeyer flasks, rocks bottles and roller bottles can be used as fermenters. Maintenance of completely aseptic condition is possible to a certain extent. Second one is pilot and industrial scale bioreactor where several kilograms up to several tons are used. Several industrial level SSF bioreactors have been designed, but all of them invariably face the problem of heat generation and its removal along with handling difficulties. There are shallow tray fermenter. This is one of the technology used in China and other countries for SSF. The shallow tray can be made up of wood, bamboo, metal or plastic. The bottom of the tray is made up of sieve plate or wire mesh to help airflow. The tray is 30 to 50 mm. A suitable space is left between two trays. It needs a sterile environment to prevent contamination. Low investment and simplicity in construction are the two main advantages of using this type of fermenter. This is a shallow tray fermenter. Air saturated with water vapor was blown into the bottom of a culture vessel and the exhaust air was withdrawn at the top. Next, column fermenters. It is a fixed bed reactor. Solid medium is put into the column with entries at both ends for aeration. It is shown with a column fermenter developed by Sociedo Castreneda and his colleagues 1990. Sterile air can be supplied by a radial or axial gradient method. The water activity is maintained by humidified air. The temperature for the solid fermentation is monitored and controlled by recycling water in the jacket from an isothermal bath. In a fixed bed column fermenter, the oxygen transfer and carbon dioxide dissipation are improved by forced convection. However, it is difficult to regulate the water activity and temperature in the fixed bed. In addition, handling the solid material in a column fermenter is a huge problem, and scale up to column fermenter is troublesome. This is the figure of column fermenter in which different columns are used. Radial gradient, A represents radial gradient and B axial gradient column fermenter. Volume is 1 liter, radius is 6 cm and length is 35 cm. Then rotating drum bioreactors. Drum bioreactors are mainly of two types: continuously rotating drums and discontinuously rotating drums. Continuously rotating drum reactors are mainly used in laboratory scale and pre-pilot scale bioreactors. They consist of a rotating drum that is meant for proper mixing of the substrate particles. When the rotation rate of the drum is increased, it can affect the mycelium growth, presumably because of shear effects. The largest bioreactor cited in the literature was a stainless steel rotating drum that used 10 kg of steamed wheat bran as substrate for kinetic studies of rhizopus. Other one is discontinuously rotating drum reactors. The operating principle is intermittent mixing and static condition, which help to reduce the rotation rate. During the static period, the reactor is similar to tray reactors as previously discussed. It leads to overcome few limitations such as the oxygen mass transfer is enhanced and overheating is prevented. The heterogeneity of the system is also reduced to a large extent as compared with static trays or packed bed fermenter. So this is rotation drum bioreactor used for cellular production. One represents air compressor, then pressure regulation valve, oil separator, air filter, air heater, atomizer, rotating device, rotary drum fermenter, fermenter stand, gas valve, fermenter cover, air outlet, and thermistors. Advantages of SSF processes. The SSF process has advantages such as higher fermentation productivity, higher end concentration of products, higher product stability, lower catabolic repression, cultivation of microorganisms specialized for water insoluble substrates or mixed cultivation of various fungi, lower demand on sterility because of the low water activity used in SSF. There are some challenges in SSF. There are many known and hidden challenges associated with this operation. The most important challenge to be considered is downstream processing. Downstreaming is recovery and product recovery and its purification. Separation of product from the solid is a technically and economically challenging process, and although there is much advent in biochemical engineering, SSF is generally being used only for the production of less purity needed metabolites. Another well-known and difficult challenge of SSF is bioreactor design for large-scale production. The design of bioreactor varies with substrate, organism, type of product, etc. With the present advanced technology, several bioreactors are designed with online facility monitoring of several parameters as well as heat and mass transfer. Monitoring biomass growth and its estimation is necessary for kinetic studies of fermentation. Separation of biomass from solid mass is not possible, and accurate measurement of biomass is almost impractical. There are several indirect methods to measure biomass. Various management strategies such as recycling of the spent solid as animal feed or biogas generation could be beneficial. Overall summary of this SSF is widely used in the production of many products including animal feed, biofuel, and industrial and pharmaceutical chemicals, just like as fertilizers. More recently, SSF has proved to be a great success in the production of biologically active secondary metabolites. In some applications, SSF has emerged as an attractive alternative to submerged fermentation. SSF is currently being used for bioremediation, bioleaching, biopulping, and biobeneficiation. SSF stands to play a major role in the conversion of renewable resources in general and agricultural waste in particular into useful products. Full exploitation of SSF in bioprocess technology awaits further investigation to overcome the various limitations and hurdles. So this is about solid state fermentation.